Alright, so first of all we're going to create two new directories, and we're going to go to entity A first, and we're going to create asymmetric keys. For that we're going to use the OpenSSL GNP key for private key, and for the algorithm we're going to use RSA, and we're going to store this on entity A private.key file. For the encryption we're going to use AES-256. So it's generating the private key. Now it's asking us for the passphrase. So this is the secret key. So we're going to put that. Alright, so our private key has been generated. Now for the public key, we're going to extract the public key from the private key that we created just now. So RSA -n, we're going to int a private.key -popout. So -popout will actually extract the public key. -out, we're going to store the public key in entity A public.key. Alright, so this is the command. Alright, so our public and private key has been generated. Now we're going to go to the other folder, entity B. We're going to do the same. First of all, generate the private key. Algorithm RSA -out. We're going to store it in private.key. AES-256 is the encryption system. Alright. So the private key has been created on entity B. Now we're going to extract the public key. So int b private.key pop out -out. So we're going to name the public key file public entity public.key. Alright, so asymmetric keys has been generated on both the folders. Now we're going to copy each other's public key. So I'm going to copy entity B's public key on entity A folder, and do the same on entity A as well. Alright, so it isn't copied. So first of all, we'll copy entity key DB. Alright, so let's see on entity B. Alright, the public key has been copied. And I'll copy entity A, entity B on entity A. It's entity B, entity A. Alright, so let's go to entity A. Alright, so the public key has been copied to one another. Now what we'll do is we'll create a new file on entity A. We'll name this is from entity A. I store it in data.txt. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll assign this file from digital signature. So for that, once again we're going to use OpenSSL DGST for digital signature, and we're going to put the algorithm SHA-256. We're going to write -sign to sign the file. So we're going to sign from the private key. So we're in entity A. So we're going to sign this from entity A's private key. And we're going to store it in enta.sig file. So this is the signature file, and we're going to sign data.txt. Alright, so this is the command. So it's asking for the passphrase. Alright, so this is the digital signature. Now we're going to verify the digital signature. OpenSSL DGST. We're going to use the same algorithm and -verify. So we're going to verify from public key. Public key, and we're going to specify the signature file -signature. Signature file is entity.sig, and the text file. Okay, so verified. Okay, it says so verification is successful. Now we're going to encrypt the data.txt file and from entity B public key and send it to entity B, and the entity B can decrypt it using their private key. So first of all, we're going to encrypt OpenSSL. We're going to use the pkey utility, pkeyutl -encrypt -pub in key. So we're going to put the entity B's public key -in. So we're going to encrypt the file data.txt -in, and we're going to output the encrypted file on encrypted a.dat. Alright, so this is the command for encryption. Alright, so the encrypted file has been created. You can see here the file is encrypted. Now what we're going to do is we're going to forward this encrypted file to entity B. Alright, so we're going to go to entity B. So you can see we have the file here. This is the encrypted file. Now we're going to decrypt this file using the private key of entity B. So the command is OpenSSL. We use the same utility -decrypt -in key, and we're going to decrypt using entity B's private key. So the private key file is private.key, entity B private.key, and we're going to specify the encrypted file. We're going to store the decrypted file on, we're going to name it decrypted.txt. Right, so entity B is private key, so it's 0. So you can see the decrypted text file has been created. So we're going to get this file, and let's see if the message is decrypted or not. Alright, so it says this is from entity A. So the decryption has been successful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a bash file for encryption and decryption automation. So first of all, we're going to go to home directory and create a bash file. We're going to name it bash.sh. And so slash bin slash bash. So first of all, to entity A, we're going to echo the contents on entity A to let the user know. So we're going to require some user input. So first thing we need is enter public key of B. So we're assuming that entity A is the sender and entity B is the recipient in this case. So B, and we're going to require a file to encrypt. We're going to name it clear text, and we need some message as content on this file. Write a message to the file. Now we're going to put this message on the file. Clear text. Alright. So we'll let the user see the message file has been created. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move towards encryption. So encryption in entity A, we're going to do the encryption in entity A as it is the sender. So we're going to assume that entity A is the sender. Open SSL command for encryption, pkeyutl RIPT encrypt pbin -in key. So as I said, we're going to encrypt from entity B's public key, which the user will input public underscore key B -in $clear text -out. So we're going to name it encrypted one.dat. Now after encryption, we're going to forward encrypted data, and we'll simply copy encrypted one.dat to entity B. Now we're going to cd entity 2. Now on entity 2, first of all we're going to list the content on entity B. And after that, we'll decrypt. Decryption on the recipient. Alright, so the command is, so first of all we'll be requiring entity B's private key. Private key. Key B. So the decryption command is open SSL pkutl hyphen decrypt hyphen in key. So on private key, private key B hyphen in encrypted. So encrypted did one dot dat hyphen out. We're going to store it in decrypted one dot dat dot txt. Okay, now echo so till this the file should have been decrypted, so we'll also let the user see the decrypted file. So this is the bash script for encryption and decryption. We're going to save it. And we're going to make it executable. Alright, so thank you. This is it for encryption and decryption. Thank you.